and then enjoy this manifestation and this one and this one and this is in the pipeline and this is in the pipeline and this manifestation this is in the pipeline, this is in the pipeline, so that the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. So step one is contrast causes you to ask. Step two is it is answered by the vortex, which you don't like very much because you can't see it. Step three is you get into the receptive mode so that you can receive what's in the vortex. Step four is you get really good at that. You become a master of it. Weird that step four is just really good at step three, but that's what we've decided to do. Step four is just being really good at step three, maintaining your alignment anyway. And then step five is stepping back into contrast and not being upset about it. But the only way you can do that is by understanding how it works. Sometimes people, they want us to be like a crystal ball. They want us to say, well, it's not really over and it's going to get a lot better and it'll come back. And they want us to be the manifestation that they need to see in order to feel better. But we don't want to use these words to be the manifestation that you want to observe in order to feel better. We want you to figure out how to feel better anyway. Because when you feel better anyway, now you're unconditional. And when you're unconditional, you're truly free of circumstances. And isn't that where we began here today? What puts the drag in the new creation? What is? What is isn't what you think what is. What is isn't anymore. What is old news. What is manifestation. But what is isn't where your energy is. It isn't where your attention is. Well, it can be, but you're amending it and making it more. Nothing stands still. Nothing stands still. So you could look at that and you could say, it's not standing still, it's becoming more. It's not finished, it's not ended, it's becoming more. And feel the difference in that. The life-giving properties of that, you see. So?
It's reminding me of, I was telling my parents that I came across this thing, Abraham-Hicks. Might be a bit weird, but just like, have a listen.
Yeah, the man calls his wife Abraham.
And I was thinking, I was like, all right, Craig, this is what happens. You've had a bit of a life moment and now you're a lunatic and you're listening to whatever. But listen to it more and more and I was like, yep, get it, yep. It's all sounding pretty good. And my dad got excited by it. My dad listens to 10% of what you say and then he goes off into his own little kind of tangent of happy thoughts. And I knew he went running to my uncle, who was an engineer and yet in his life would always go to the different, would always go to the pure positive stuff. And that's how I always knew my Uncle Aidan as a child, was he was just that pure positive energy. So everybody kind of, I went home at Christmas and like, right, don't mention the war, he's had a rough year, we'll just avoid it. And of course that elephant was just marching through the room. So 5 minutes before my uncle leaves the room, I wanted to have a chat with him. I wanted to let him know that I'm good, I'm all right, and whatever. I said, I was in Phoenix just before coming home for Christmas. I went to see this thing I've gotten into. It's really good. Yeah, your dad told me about that. Not everything in life is positive, Craig. Not everything in life is positive. And I think he got afraid that maybe I was going to be like, oh, la, 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 la. And as to what you were saying earlier, that
Thank
it's a
goodness
mix.
not everything in life is positive, because if there were not contrast, there could be no evolution. He's right. Not everything is. Not everything is, because out of what you don't want is born what you do want. But then you want to have the ability, and it sounds like he knows this, to as soon as he can turn his attention toward what is wanted. Yes?
Yep. And he said to me, and it was the nicest thing I heard in a while. He just gave me a hug, goodbye, happy new year. And he said, and he's an electrical engineer, he's like, remember, Craig, it takes a negative ion and a positive ion to turn a light on.
And so he said to you what we've been talking about all day here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just nice to be around it all the time. Thank you.
You feel satisfied?
Yeah, thank you.
Really good.
Thanks.